Welcome to today's options trading stock market outlook for tomorrow. I've had another good day. I am trading way shorter term these days and it's going well for me. I think it was amazing to see that, today, that close with the news, it couldn't have been better, and we just timed this one perfectly. I think literally 5 or 10 minutes after I called out the top, we basically dropped. So it was based on news, but still it was an amazing trade, and taking profits for a trade like this that I wanted to work out like this in like say a day or so, taking profits in like half an hour, that was pretty nice. So I hope you guys got some with me. What I also did, this is this is advanced, but I am gonna show you guys anyway. So what I did from here, when we got into the 28.55, I got some naked calls and just scalped that retracement here real quick. That is that's a strategy that I've been doing a few times now. And it works quite well, especially with these volatile moves. So they come down so fast, and the velocity was crazy down here. So that's just another, what's that? That's another 10-point bounce here. So definitely interesting, to look out for stuff like that and time it with levels like the ones that ATG has provided, in that. I feel like I'm confident in my own technical analysis as well these days, that I am trading them based on my own analysis as well. But in general, guys, stuff like that shows that we're getting a little bit more nervous now, and that's what I find interesting. So you will see how this market does overnight. We failed quite hard here at that 28.77, but it was a news event. So it's not really a technical indication here. They just, I guess, timed it quite well with the close of the market, and profit taking came in. So we will see overnight what's going to happen. I still think we could see the 29.55 again, or just 29.50 kind of area. As ATG said so many times, people are still too bearish, until all the bulls are convincing all the bears to stop worrying. Until that happens, we are likely going to go a little bit higher. Once everyone's bullish again, that's when we can drop again. So we will see. Technical analysis is working fine so far, and this level is definitely, I guess, the 2900 as well. They're definitely very interesting for us at the moment. So just keep an open mind and trade the swings. Let's go back to the 4 hour here. Stuff like this that's so oversold, that's just a short term buy, and the same thing is here. The reason why I shorted wasn't even the technical level, but the context as to how we moved into this level, which is straight up. If it's something like this, then it's different, but or something like that, these moves that have lots of breaks in them, they're different than that's quite steep, and in here, with if you forget about this red candle here, it was just so steep, and such a fast move up here that a short term overnight short was absolutely justified. So let's look at some stocks. I am going to try and structure a little bit differently from now on. I'm going to prepare a little bit. I'm not just ad-libbing everything. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to look at a few things from yesterday, then at some trade ideas, and then some watch outs for stuff that's happening but is not setting up just yet. So the first three ones from yesterday. One is Southwest. I just wanted to go over this because on one hand, I mean, the short that I pointed out worked perfectly, but on the other hand, you know, it wasn't quite clear at the open because it opened over the upper Celt, and probably a difficult one to take short here. But what you could have done probably is go and just see, you know, like how it trades at the open, and compared to the market, it was relatively weak, eh? And then, you know, like it sells off in the first 15 minutes, half an hour. You get like this retracement into the 14. That's where you could take the short, because now you're back under the lower Celt, and it's clearly showing you the hand. If you don't want to take it here, then you take it on the break. And now, like, this hopefully is, you know, like going to break further in the next few days. I think target could probably be 25 or something like that. Next one, UNH. That one worked well as well. It didn't break the trend line because of the sell-off at the end of the day, but it was bumping against that what is it, 296 level all day long. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So after 5 tests and they can't break through, that's usually a sign that it's not ready yet and that it wants to sell off. So the news might have played a part, but after 5 tests, you usually see stuff fail as well. So we'll see now what it does tomorrow. If it opens up over the trend line, I wouldn't get too eager until we get through the 296. And we get through the 296, then you could probably target the 300 and see where we go from there. The last one from yesterday is SQ, and that one was a difficult one as well. You probably needed to be in yesterday after before the close, because this one gapped up and barely looked back. So what probably could have been a better opportunity here is once they spiked up, you know, like hard into you know, like and never looked back, never failed, is take the first signal of, you know, some kind of short opportunity, which was into the close. You could probably have taken this, you know, like this little bounce here as a quick short trade because of the upper Celt resistance here. But in general, definitely, you know, like a nice bullish signal. So now we have earnings aftermarket tomorrow. So I'm expecting probably a bit of chop tomorrow, depending on what the market does. But I wouldn't look at this until after earnings again and see what it does. But definitely, like this 14 MA hold was a nice trade, and definitely worth taking a look if you took it with me this, or like looked at it with me this week. Right, now we have a few trade ideas. The first one is Pfizer. This one gapped over the upper Celt today, and let's see real quick. It didn't take earnings too well, but it's bouncing back now. You know, biotechs, they are, of course, or biotech, I mean, it's a big company, but definitely, you know, like in that kind of healthcare biotech kind of sector. Actually, it's listed as healthcare. So that one is interesting because we got the back gap over, and now we also got the retrace into the upper Celt on the same day. So depending on where this opens tomorrow, this could be a long. If it opens over upper Celt, definitely could be a nice long idea for, you know, like a breakout and I don't know, 40 kind of target. That's probably, you know, I mean, you know, like I'm making this up right now because I am, as always, I'm not trading individual stocks too much at the moment. See, okay, 39.50 probably better target, gap fill here, which is past the 40. So yeah, 39.50, 40 could probably be a target here. If you wanna, come on, look at Fibonacci's perhaps to set some kind of target. Let's see what we have here. Retrace. Oh, sorry. Donk. It goes into the 40 as well. So I think the 39.50 is probably a good target. Start taking profits there if you get them, and just make sure that like you're waiting for a proper setup. Like if this opens under the upper kilt tomorrow, or gaps down below into this area here, then this trade is off. But if we get a confirmation tomorrow, like a gap or a hold over the upper kilt, then this will be a nice long idea into that level. Next one, Microsoft. That one was closed today, and again, this is another one where you have to watch for the open tomorrow, because while it was over all day long, it sold off hard into the close, and I don't like these candles where it like has this long upper wick, but it held over the breakout level of 180. So watch what this does at the open tomorrow. If we are opening over, say, 181, somewhere in this area here, where we over this kind of like the high of this last bounce here, or say 181, 182, which was like the initial resistance today. That kind of area would be interesting for a long entry if we open up there and take this one. Like this one could have room to run as well with the market 185, 186. So definitely interesting with that one as well. McDonald's is the next one, and that's a short idea because just with our 14 MA kind of trades that we take. So what's interesting is like it open under, close back over, then it gaps down below again, it closes under, opens under the middle kilt, can't get back over, then it opens back over but fails. So like all of this like shows weakness. The entry was probably today, and the 30 is not too far away either. But just looking at the consolidation area that we have here, and come on, some support ahead at 171. I think this could like go past the lower kilt even and test that 172, 171 kind of level, which was like it's a bit of support here. It was the breakout point here. So if you get like an open that's somewhat close to today's closing price, then any kind of pop you could probably short, unless like it pops, it just spikes right over 184 and then starts holding there, then I wouldn't take it. But anything that opens around here, has a quick pop and then fails, definitely worth taking a short for that 172, 171 target. The last one of the trade ideas is Amazon. Good old Amazon. This is another case of where we are weak at the 14 MA, and we have like a bit of a support level here that it's playing around here today or in the last few days, where it held here, it was resistance here, held here, failed below, now it turned into resistance here, popped back over, and now it held as support again today. So if we open under the lower kilt tomorrow, you could watch for a pop into the middle kilt. The middle kilt. Watch for a pop into the middle kilt and then a fail. I think that would be an interesting trade idea here. Also, after the fail on earnings, like pops up on earnings and then fails the next day. So definitely an interesting one for the short into the lower kilt and the 30 MA. Now two for the watch out lists. These are not ready, but definitely interesting to watch. Wayfair. pops up on earnings to new highs, but I guess, you know, in these days everyone is taking profits if something makes new highs, and I mean, no wonder. Look at the gap. So but relative strength to the market is crazy, so it's definitely one to look out for. If this gets a bit of a retrace, perhaps if you wants to close the gap, it's just a retrace into the upper Celt. Definitely an interesting one to take long from there, for, you know, at least a retest of that 180. It's definitely going to be an interesting one. Nothing to trade yet, but put it on your guys' list, and watch out for what this is doing next. And the last one on the list is Twitter, which I'm starting to get slightly short biased here, where you know, like, we've had this big resistance level here in the 28, 29 kind of area, which we popped over, and now we failed back below. So we popped over, we tested, we didn't quite get to the top of the channel, but it's not a super accurate level. But we didn't quite get there, failed back below hard on earnings, and now we are, you know, like, fighting that 14 MA, as we see with a lot of stocks, under, over, back under. So this is one to watch out. If in the next few days we start closing under the middle Celt and perhaps break that channel, that would be a good one to watch for. Just some pop afterwards, to take short, and take it short, man, you know, like, after that the 25 could be the target, or even the 23. So definitely an interesting one to look at, perhaps even the previous lows. You know, we know what we want to play long term with the market. We are looking for more lows in the market as well, or previous lows at least. So I think that even the 21/20 kind of level could be in the cards medium term. So that's it from me, guys. I hope you got some value out of it. If you liked the video, please like the video. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I am almost done recording like half of the sessions for the options classes, the options course, so that's going to come up. I haven't got too many comments what you want to see next, whether you want to see a series on the Aries trading system or advanced options. I think apart from DT, no one told me, so please let me know what you want to see. And other than that, I hope you guys have a good overnight, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.